Hello, wonderful people. Okay, here we are, almost the end of June 2022, and today I want to do this live video on what I call alchemy with a double L. So, in this video, I want to look at four different questions. The first one is, why am I doing this? The second one is, what is alchemy? How is that different from everything else? The third is, do we have the power to source a brilliant new world? And the fourth is, how do we access that power and brilliance of the universe and of ourselves in order to make that so? So that's alchemy. So why am I doing this? Well, for probably the past 25 years or more, I've been working, myself and others all around the world, we've been working on sourcing a brilliant new future for us all. And we do that through innovating consciousness breakthroughs. We do that by raising the energy, the high vibe. We've called the quantum field more present. We've learned to call possibilities and recreate creation and just all kinds of amazing things. And I think the beauty of working like that is this amazing collaboration that happens in alchemy. So I'm doing this because I want more of us to be operating in this way. In the world today, it can get quite, how should we say it, distracting, almost even sometimes despairing of things that are happening. And how do you be in that with a sense that you can turn things out? Well, that's alchemy. To me, alchemy is the way the old alchemy with just a single L was, everybody thinks of it as turning metals into gold kind of thing. But really, it's turning whatever's happening into fabulous new possibilities. That's how I would describe it. And it's the ability to do that in masterful, genius, brilliant, collaborative, innovative ways like we've never done before. So I think that's pretty exciting. So welcome to everybody that's watching. I don't necessarily see all the comments, so if you do want to pop a comment in there, go ahead and I'll try and keep my eye out for them. So, okay, so alchemy, and why I choose it with an ALL, is because it's not just you doing it. You actually surrender yourself and all that you know to become the all. The universe, the earth, nature, oceans, forests, life, whatever source, whatever terms you want to use for it. I'm going to use the term all because it's a good term. So you let go of what you know, what you think you can do. You let go of any definition of yourself, and you surrender in to becoming the all. And when you do that, often people hear the word surrender like you're going to give up something. But in fact, in alchemy, it doesn't work like that. When you let go of the self you think you let go of all the limiting parameters that we put on ourselves. And you suddenly discover that you are more and that more is possible and that you are a source, you are a creator, you are a maestro of mastery, of genius, of innovation like you never knew before. And it's not like you have to go learn something in order to do that. It's when you surrender and you kind of come into the greater universal self, all, universe, source, creator, whatever you want to call it. The mastery is there. The power and the forces of the universe flow through you. The genius pops up. The possibilities are magnetized towards you. And so what happens when you're working as an alchemist, that you are able to do things that are beyond what we know to do, which is, I think, really exciting. Now, that's what you individually can do to surrender the individual self and become the all. But also there is a collaborative effect. And when you work with others in the space, the alchemical space, what happens is you each sort of uniquely become the all. And then there's a fusion that happens that's extraordinary. I call it collaborative genius fusion. And that results in what I would call kaleidoscopic creation, where every single maestro's piece fits into something more extraordinary than you could imagine when you began. Okay, so that's kind of a quick overview of alchemy. So, do we have the power to source a brilliant new world in the face of everything that we see going on in the world today? Well, the answer is yes, we do. But it's not us just as an individual person. Yes, we can do things. We can brighten up the world. We can come up with new innovations. We can, write brilliant books and coach and train and do whatever, create new businesses. There's all kinds of things we can do individually. But as an alchemist, there's a different access to the power and forces of the universe, to the genius and possibilities and creation that comes with that. So as an alchemist, you come into a state, an expanded super state of beyond knowing yourself. And in that state, you sort of, I would almost say, become one with consciousness. You become one with the universe. You become one with the quantum field. You become it. It's not a become one with, like, slip quietly into place and experience it. It's a become one with it as you become the power, the majesty, the mastery, the genius, the possibilities, the creational power of all that in motion. So one of the things that I've learned as an alchemist over the past 25 years is that there is no doubt in my beliefs whatsoever that life is always trying to move us to more and more and more brilliance and mastery and genius and possibility for the world and for the universe. And no matter what it looks like, no matter what's going on, if we get immersed in that and lost in it, and you drop out of the place where you have the power to evoke the new possibility of us through the chaos, through whatever is happening, then you can really remake, refashion, rebirth the world into something so spectacularly, brilliantly new. So how do we access the power and the forces of that? Well, as I said earlier, the first thing is you slip beyond yourself. So I talked about it as a surrender, but I know surrender is a funny word and it can sound like losing yourself, but it's not. You kind of you get more than yourself, you get bigger than yourself, you become not just a greater self, but let's say the universe, just for fun. That's a good term, but pick any term you want. Like I said, you could become the whole Earth, you could become the galaxy, you could become supernovas, you could become the oceans. There's so many facets of it that you could become. And when you become that, there is a joy in it that is so jubilant. It just fills you up. It's like joy all in caps. And it just floods through you. And this joy that floods through you, that emerges from the deep core of you, is what connects you and plugs you into the universal flow of the powers and forces that want to reshape and remake life for us all, where we can all thrive. All life thrives. And so when you do that, then you become a consciousness innovator, a future creator, a source of wonders, a jubilant, radiant, transcendent creator of life. And it's such a different thing that when more and more and more of us become this, whether it's together, whether it's on our own, just connecting in consciousness and throughout the world and the universe, when we become this jubilant force for life, I call it life power, flows through us, and that life power has a knowing of what I sometimes call the new dreaming of us all, the new future, the new brilliant world of us all. And I believe that world is here now. And all it takes is just to come into that space where you're not only witnessing it and experiencing it, but you are a source for it, for all life throughout the world and the universe if you want to. So how do you get to that space? Okay, so here's the thing. So, okay, you first want to like raise your vibration. I generally do that by saying to people, think of something you love. Chocolate, being on a beach, standing on a mountaintop, looking over the beauty of the world, you know, whatever lights you up. If you just think of that for a moment, you'll see it does this. It lifts you up. It opens you out in what I would say is a wildly open, wondrously connected state. It's where you fall in love with nature and the beauty of the earth and the animals and other people and life and the world as a whole. And in that place you have a vibrancy and a wild openness that allows you then to be able to just surrender, expand, become whatever it is you want to become. In my case, it's the universe every single time because I love it. So whatever is yours, then you just surrender and become. And then when you're in there, it's not just like, oh, there I am and I can feel around. You are a source for alchemical movement, for all life to thrive. So as you do that, if you pulse the powers, the forces of life, the force, if you want to call it that beautiful, brilliant force for life, if you pulse it, exhilarate it, give it joy, give it movement, source it thriving across the whole planet now. And as you do that, if you can feel all of us, all interconnected, all doing the same, that's even more powerful. So just take a moment and feel all the others around the world who are alchemizing a brilliant new world all together now. And allow your own mastery, your own unique genius, your own unique greater contribution to us all to just burst through you. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to have figured it out. You just let it burst forth from you in that flow as the universe powers its mastery, its genius, its new possibilities for us all. It's dreaming of us through you as a gift to this whole brilliant, beautiful world. I hope you can feel that. It's just extraordinary to be able to experience and feel that. And to be a part of that is just one of the most fulfilling things for me that I have ever done, ever in my lifetime. And I think what comes along with this as you begin to live from this, it's not just something you do every once in a while, it's something you become, it's something you integrate and embed into the living of your daily life. And when you do that, it's just like, whoa, life just comes alive all around you. Everything, nature shows up more green, more luscious, more miraculous. People smile, laugh, are colorful. Their genius powers through. Abundance flows naturally and effortlessly for you. It's just incredible as you learn to walk as an alchemist, radiating, transcending, quickening, quantum leaping life into the next new versions of it for us all. So there you go. That's it for Alchemy 101. I'm hosting an event on Facebook this week called Alchemy, ALLchemy 101. You'll just find it by searching that on Facebook, and you can join the event. I'll be doing 2 more lives this week, one on Wednesday at 1 p.m. UK, one on Friday at 1 p.m. UK, and then I'm going to take it into a webinar series for 1 or 2 months. We have an option to do one or both. So exciting. Okay, that's it for today. May your day flow with magic and genius and mastery and brilliance and the power to light up life everywhere. Thanks for joining me.